Today we are going to be creating an artwork that uses our name and also uses symmetry. We've talked about symmetry in kindergarten and first grade, and we should recall that symmetry is when we have a line of symmetry and that on both sides of the line we have the same lines, shapes, and colors. I'm going to start by folding the paper. This is hamburger style. That's something we've used in art before. And when I open the paper, the fold is going to be my line of symmetry. Next, I'm going to turn my paper vertically, and I'm going to work on the bottom half of the paper. I want to write my name big across the paper, and I want the name to touch that fold, that line of symmetry. So to get started, I'm going to write very lightly, and I'm going to make my letters pretty close together. And I want to really fill that bottom part of the page with my name. Now I'm going to use a darker line, and I'm going to make these lines of the letters into shapes. Now I can erase any of the light lines that I didn't trace. I need to make sure that I press down pretty hard with my pencil for these lines so that when we move to our next step, our lines are dark enough. Now I have erased those light lines that I didn't need anymore. The next step is going to be to trace onto this side. So to do that, we will fold our paper so that our name that we just created is here, and then we turn our paper over and we're going to look for those lines that are coming through from this side. A good way to trace the lines onto the top half of the paper is to use a window. The light that's coming through the window will allow us to see those dark lines that we created when we outlined our name and made the shapes. So our name goes against the glass, the light's coming through, and now we're going to carefully trace those lines that we see. You're going to notice that your name is going to be backwards. The letters will be reversed. And here we see we have traced our lines. I've traced these lines in reverse. When we open up the paper, we see our original name forward and then the mirror image. Now I'm going to use color, and I want to remember that if I use a color on one side of my fold, my line of symmetry, I'm going to need to use the same color on the other side. And I'm going to complete my symmetry artwork with color. I'm going to use crayons. You are welcome to use other materials if you are at home and can use other materials. When I move to my second letter of my name, the A in this case, I'm going to change colors. I'm also going to change colors for the next letters. If you have a lot of letters in your name, you may think about creating a pattern with colors, or you can change colors each time. The last thing I'm going to do is decide what to do with the white space. I think I would like to just use one color and lightly color in the white space. I want to be careful not to touch the darker letters that I've colored in with my crayon, because that can start to blend and mix the colors together. And here we see that we have symmetry. And when you are doing your work, I really look forward to seeing what sort of creative color choices and shapes that you make with the letters of your name.